Norma Torres is a PhD candidate in Environmental and Water Resources Engineering and 2018 Ford Foundation Dissertation Fellow. Her dissertation is focused on determining the potential relationships between changes in groundwater contamination with CVOCs, phthalates, and nitrates, and also hydrogeological and anthropogenetic factors. Her work involves spatial and statistical analysis to study the spatial and temporal changes of groundwater contaminants and determine how the different hydrogeological conditions and anthropogenic factors in the study area affect their distribution. KATELEEN Vargas is a master's student in the Department of Geology. She works with ions in groundwater to determine the interaction between water and rock to identify geochemical processes in the North Coast limestone aquifer system. For this, she uses the ion chromatography to analyze anions and cations in the groundwater samples. She also helps with the planning and collection of groundwater samples and with the injection points for the tracers test. ELIENISSE Rodriguez is a PhD student in Civil and Water Resources Engineering. She is working in the characterization of fate and transport properties in Karst groundwater system of northern Puerto Rico under different hydrological conditions. This study involves the injection of fluorescence tracers into a sinkhole and monitoring the concentrations at spring. ANGELICA Gonzalez is an undergraduate student in chemical engineering. She supports PROTECT by extracting phthalates and chlorinated organic compounds, CVOCs, from groundwater and tap water samples. The extraction is performed with liquid-to-liquid extraction following an EPA method. ANAIRA Roman is an undergraduate student in chemical engineering. She supports the PROTECT mission by working on data analysis and the extraction of activated carbon samples for detecting tracers employing fluorometry. Jonathan Ambrose is an undergraduate student in civil engineering. He is using ground photogrammetry integrated with LIDAR to create a model able to predict groundwater flow inside a karst cave. The model will utilize Manning's equation to approximate the flow characteristics, and the model's calibration will be performed by collecting data in situ. LUISA Feliciano is an environmental and water resources PhD candidate within the Civil Engineering and Surveying Department. She's currently studying storm-generated hydrochemical responses in karst springs for the purpose of assessing spring watershed characteristics as part of her dissertation research. Fernando PANTOJA is currently working as a postdoc in our laboratory. He plans, prepares, and performs groundwater sampling by measuring water quality parameters. He performs tea bag extractions to be sent to Northeastern University, as well as carry out ion analysis by employing ion chromatography and bacteriological analysis to determine coliforms and E. coli concentration. He also studied spatial and temporal dynamics of nitrate content in the groundwater of the Karst aquifer system of northern Puerto Rico. XAVIER GARCIA is an undergraduate student of the Geology Department. He supports the PROTECT mission by working on data collection and entry of historical data of pesticides and metals in the water. PERLA Torres is the research technician in our laboratory. She performs the analysis of all extractions obtained from groundwater and tap water sampling using GCECD and GCMS. She also works on data retrieving and analysis after sample analysis is done. Iberitza Acevedo is an undergraduate student from the Department of Nursing. Her role in this project is to visit the participants' collect water samples, and measure the water quality. She also does a procedure to identify the presence of E. coli and fecal coliforms to calculate total coliforms present in the water.